It's happening. I knew it was going to happen. It was obvious it was going to happen. I just didn't know how many of these things were going to happen. First announcement. Down here, we have more tournament circuits than anywhere in the country. Down here in Texas, mainly down here on Rayburn. And Rayburn has been probably the biggest. Rayburn is king. Now, y'all might not like this, but Rayburn is king of the United States when it comes to tournaments. And everyone's gonna be like, well, wait a minute, well, how can you say that? Well, let me tell you something. We have more tournaments on our lake than any lake in the country. It's been like that, like 300 a year. There's only so many weekends a year. That's right. We have them on Saturdays, we have them on Sundays. We have multiple tournaments every single weekend. I think we don't really even have that many big like Tuesday or Thursday nighters. Like, I don't fish those. Maybe they still have them. I don't know. We kind of stopped fishing them a long time ago because of the cheating involved. One, we caught some people cheating, and then just the suspicious behavior, and then those guys don't like to do anything about when the cheating actually gets caught. That's another story. But for the regular tournaments, we have more than anyone. Even in Texas, and some of y'all don't realize this, but there's this big thing in Texas about how they have team tournaments and that we go to all these different lakes, and everyone gets mad because eventually some of these team trails start going to Rayburn twice. Okay? And everyone gets all mad. And I understand why they're mad. Like, I'm a Rayburn guy, but I'll be honest with you, and I think every tournament person around here and every team tournament director will agree and be like, no, like Todd and Russell, they like to travel. Like, they do better traveling than they do at Rayburn. We're not really, we have to fish on Rayburn because they have tournaments. But I mean, I can't tell you, I mean, we just missed a championship that we got free entry fees to go fish another tournament on another lake we hadn't been to in 15 years. The money was better. So we will travel. So we're not like Rayburn, like what we call Rayburn homers. There's a couple of those guys, for sure. And they only fish Rayburn and Toledo at times, and they don't travel anywhere else. And maybe that's smart, maybe whatever, I don't know. But they eventually, what happens is the team trails are trying to make their schedule, and they go, well, we can go to Rayburn twice, and everyone gets mad, and then they look up at the end of the year, and Rayburn had the biggest draw. Like, the two events on Rayburn had a bigger draw. There's people in Dallas, sorry to call you all out, Dallas, but for years, people from Dallas have always complained. They complain and complain and complain, and they constantly complain. And the problem is every single year, the tournament directors get on a message board and say, hey, we get y'all complain, but the numbers are still bigger down here. And then we have a tournament and y'all don't show up. So we don't know what to tell y'all. They tried it with BFLs, they've tried it with so many tournament trails, and they don't show up. Now, that's all been true until about 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, with some different technology or whatever, Rayburn now might be the worst draw. It might be the worst draw in the state when it comes to tournaments, to a degree. And it's because it has become what it is. I mean, it's going to be every single tournament, no matter what. It's going to be one on live scope. The numbers are down. Maybe has nothing to do with live scope. I don't know. It's just, I hear a lot of the complaints, and people aren't showing up, and tournaments aren't as big. They're not as good. And I don't know what else to tell you, because here's why. A local tournament organization, Outlaw Outdoors, have been the first ones to come out and say they're not going to have forward-facing sonar next year of any kind. Now, they do a couple of different events. They made a YouTube video about it. I'm just kind of sharing this too because they don't have a very big giant YouTube following, so it's probably got less than 100 views. So I'm just putting this out there because I will get quite a few more views, and maybe it'll go out. I'm just kind of giving that information out there. that they put it out there, no forward-facing sonar for next year. They do a couple of side projects. I want to call them side projects. They do like the rattle trap tournaments, the all brands of whatever. They have a couple other ones in there that they call them like contract tournaments, where they're contracted out to run the tournament for a certain, for that whatever it might be. But then they have their own that they actually run themselves. And when I say run themselves, they're actually Outlaw Outdoor tournaments. So I think they have their Outlaw Outdoor Team Series. I think they have their Last Man Standing, their Father's Day tournament. I don't know if it's still like the Sweet 16 or some of those, but they have those, and they said across their board on how they're doing things through their actual tournaments that they make the decisions for. No forward-facing sonar across the board. Now, what does that mean? They can go on there and you can listen to them talk about why they made their decision. This is the part that I have zero problem with. I have zero problem with anyone making this decision for this reason. Their numbers are down. Their numbers are down, and they have a bunch of complaints. They have a bunch of complaints from fishermen that are fishing their events. Not comments about people that aren't fishing their events, because I could care less about those people. And I'm sure they could care less to a degree about those people. But when you constantly have people going, I don't know if I'm going to fish another one. I don't know if I'm going to come back. Right or wrong, you can call these people whatever you want to. As a business owner and someone who looks at this stuff, and they own and run a business, they're looking at it going, well, you might piss off 10 people, but 50 people who said that they weren't going to fish are going to come back. Okay, there you go. When you run a business, the people who support your business, that's who you cater to. And if they have more of those people than the rest, that's who you cater to. Now, what does this mean? I know I'm like 99% sure there's another trail that's going to have a different decision. I like it. I'm not going to talk about it yet. The day they make the announcement, trust me, that day I already told them, I'm making a video. They laughed. They're like, make it. I'm going to make a video about that. I think it's going to be pretty cool as well. And when I say as well is, I think they're going to do something that's pretty interesting on my part. And I'm excited to fish it. I think it's going to be interesting. Do I think these are the only two trails? No. Trails. I will say there's already a couple tournaments in place that don't allow it. I think some are going to go for another year with it. Some might not ever get rid of it. We'll just see. I think what's going to happen, and this is what I'm excited about, is the fact that I love competition. So all this stuff, like people are going to be for or against it or whatever. Me personally, it don't matter to me. It matters to me not whether I'll fish your tournament. It matters to me about, I just view things, because I'm not scared one way or the other. Like I said, every single tournament I fished this year has had live scope. Every single one of them. It don't bother me. If they all had them next year, I'll fish them all next year. If they all didn't have them next year, I'll fish them all next year. It doesn't matter to me. I am interested to see who fishes them and who doesn't. Now so there's some get ready, because I might have to call you out if you don't fish them. That's a whole nother topic. But yeah, I think they're not the only ones. I think Bassmaster is gonna do something. I think MLF is gonna do something. And we'll see. We'll see where the cards lie and see if certain trails do better or worse. Maybe they do worse. And I know there's a lot of stuff about money here and there. If money's not an issue, and what I mean by if money's not an issue, if some of these trails don't want to get rid of it because they're getting money from some of these companies or this or that, perfect way for these companies, if they don't want it to go away, put more money in it. And do it this way. Oh, they're not going to like this. Sorry, business owners. I apologize. I don't mean to take money out of y'all's hands, but companies, tell them that, hey, we're going to give this money to y'all to keep LiveScope around, but it's not for y'all. It's for the anglers. Like, we're going to sponsor y'all, okay? But then we're going to put money into the tournament for the anglers. Whether it be incentives, whether like, hey, we're going to give you an extra $20,000 a tournament, but it's not for you. It's for payback. And we want this to stay in there. And trust me, you'll have more people show up because your payout will be better. Wow. What a concept. What a concept to actually say we're going to put more money into this for y'all to keep it, but it's going to go to the anglers. Imagine how many more anglers, like imagine if there was $20,000 more in the pot. Every single event. Yeah, I think it'd stick around forever. That's not happening though. See, everyone, none of this is happening. In the end, with all this stuff going on, what usually happens is that the angler gets screwed in all this. There's so much money being passed around through all that stuff, it never really goes to the anglers. Skeeter Bass Champs with Skeeter Boats, that does. Skeeter Bass Champs and Skeeter Boats is like, no. Here's an extra $15,000 every event. Not given to Bass Champs, not given to the anglers who run a Skeeter. Regardless. That's how it should be. That's what made me and others go fish more Bass Champs. That's why I bypassed a tournament on my home lake, a championship that we got to fish for free, to go fish a Bass Champs on a lake we hadn't been to in 15 years. Because of that. People that aren't buying a Skeeter because of that in the state of Texas, crazy. That's a great incentive to go fish your tournament or to go fish a tournament. Rather than this other thing where you can make $1,500 at a tournament. No, go where you can actually make some money. That's neither here nor there. It is, I just wanted to say, it's happening. This was the first announcement. I don't think it'll be the last. I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't think every tournament trail is going to do this. I don't even think it's going to be close. So yeah, I even said there might be a trail or two that does this. I don't think it's going to happen across the board by any means. And there's some of these tournaments. I like to fish with forward-facing sonar. I love it. The only part I don't like, and I've said this, is I don't like the fact that some of these guys haven't learned. I want to see. I don't want everyone telling me, because all they do is tell me how they can catch a fish without it, but I never see it. I see them on the water. They're never actually fishing any other way. I just want to see. I'm sorry. Dude, all the guys on Rayburn, I've talked trash about these guys on Rayburn forever. Not all of them. They know which ones I'm talking about. Or maybe they don't know which ones. But there are some guys that they don't move off of Rayburn. And then they kind of brag about how good they're. I want to see if they can catch them. They don't have to move out of Rayburn. They don't have to go anywhere else. But I just kind of like, it's Rayburn locals. I respect a lot of the guys that don't mind traveling around and fishing on the lakes, good or bad. They try to catch them somewhere else. A lot of them do. I'm always, when I see a guy travel around some other lake and catch them, I'm like, oh, that dude can fish. But that's just me. You might not like that take. If you don't like it, you're probably one of the other guys. But trust me, I pay attention to the guys that travel around and catch them on other lakes. Big time. I don't look at the guy wins on Rayburn all the time. Could care less. I'm just telling you, there's always more to the story. I promise you. I know them all and I just don't comment on it. But yeah, the guys that travel around, those guys can catch them. Those guys are those are the guys I'm like, I pay a lot of respect to. But neither here nor there. I'm interested to see, I'm waiting. I don't know if it'll come out after the championships. Clinton then put it out first. They didn't even wait. They did it right in June. They said, we're going to do it. So I'm interested to see the numbers he has next year. I don't think they're going to go down. I don't. I think there's a lot of guys on Rayburn that want it. They've been complaining about it. So we'll see. What do y'all think?